Hey everyone, welcome to another video by Strong Style Studios. Today we will be talking about our little excursion to Dearborn, Michigan, where we watched Ring of Honor in action for the first time in, well, we went to the Chicago show last year.
It was the first time being back in Michigan since 2011.
Yeah, so it had been a while since they were here. It was a good crowd turnout, I felt. Big crowd.
Very good,
Yeah. And overall, I thought it was a pretty good show. I had a good time.
Yeah.
You guys, good
Had a
time?
great time, yeah. Nigel was there. Simon
We've
got that sign.
We got front row seats, so
yes.
we had
Thanks for my hookup.
Yeah, thanks for
Want to give a shout out?
Oh yeah, my buddy Tommy. I'll put his Twitter handle in the description. You know, he was a good guy.
Thank you, Tommy.
Yeah, thank you, Tommy.
Bro.
He's a Coca Cabana fan, so you know he's a good guy.
So yeah, he's gotta be
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also got to meet Michael Elgin. So
Yeah.
he didn't like the fact I was wearing a Roddy shirt.
Well,
You know.
I guess you have to fight him.
right.
Wait for like that guy. Holy shit.
So, do you just want to run through the matches and talk about them a little bit, or
Sure.
Yeah.
anything else you want to hit before we go into the actual
I want to
card?
I want to say real quick. Like they had a pre-show thing with some local guys from Truth. Truth is over the motherfucker in
Oh
Detroit.
yeah, he was just having
He
fun.
he was jerking off. You know, he's having a good time.
He was jagging with the fans.
Yeah, he's doing a spinner Rudy. It's like he was.
Oh yeah, that was great.
I remember one guy, I think it was Tommy actually right next to me, like, hey True, why don't you sell your book at the merchandise stand? Like, it's too expensive. Like, I got money, and I'm like, I got money. It's like, give me a 20. Just like I actually started reaching my wall, and he walked away, so I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah. He made the pre-show match
Oh, he was
more
funny.
tolerable
Yeah.
because it was
Oh, and another thing, for this show, they did change the setup.
Yeah.
For the Dearborn show, the entrance was off to the right side instead of right straight ahead as you walk in, and they did change the lights. I think they went discount on the lights.
Yeah, the lights were first too damn bright, and then during the Elgin and Rhino match, one of them started fucking up and like doing like a
It was like a rave.
Yeah, like
It
a
was like a
techno
rave,
disc
yeah.
club, and so they had to turn it off, so it was kind of dark on one side. So hopefully they can fix that in post or something.
Yeah, they should.
But
next time, let's get the old lights. Those were much better.
Yeah.
you know, I don't know if like the tech guy that ran the Fort Center was on a vacation or whatever that week, but whatever, man, it was bad.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the few. That was the only technical.
Yeah, I mean, no real problem at all.
It had a nice. I thought the show had a nice feel to it. It didn't feel like for a while there, ROH shows seemed to be really feeling like a house show.
Yeah.
And not important. This show at least felt like
Build up.
There was effort. There was storyline advancement. It felt like the show mattered, which is what they need to do with their house shows. Because it used to be that every house show, it's like you have to buy this to see what happens. Because they would have title defenses, they would have big matches, and they had a couple big matches on this show. So
Yes.
Two in particular, I think.
yeah. So anyway, the first match was B.J. Whitmer teaming with Rhett Titus to take on the team of Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Do they have a name yet?
I
I thought they had some kind of name there. I don't know.
I read somewhere they call themselves Red Dragon.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Okay.
I don't know if they're actually using
They
that
haven't.
name
I don't think
in
they made it
ROH
official
or not.
yet, but okay.
So what did you guys think of this opening match?
I thought it was a good match. I thought I liked I like how Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly are working as a team. I think they're doing very well. Still not too hot on BJ Whitman and Rhett Titus working together because I think Rhett could be doing more. I think BJ could be doing more. So it seems like they're both being kind of held back working as a team personally. But I thought it was a good match. You know, it worked. Good opener, got the crowd going. Bobby Fish yelling at the crowd was great. I mean,
that was funny.
he has a little bit of Austin Aries in him, I think.
He's definitely got some charisma that I didn't know about.
He's got some charisma. Yeah, he can get the crowd going against him as well as the other guy. And I think him working with Kyle will help Kyle a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, good match. Nothing really spectacular, but just solid.
Yeah, good showing for both teams, I thought. I don't want to single a guy out, but I just didn't think Titus has been looking that good lately. Like, he just seems a little off. Like, I think his injuries set him back.
Yeah, his knee got it.
I think Whitmer looked good to me. Like, he's kind of carrying the team right now. Hopefully Titus will get back to his old self, though. It's just a matter of time, hopefully. Right. I do really like this team of Fish and O'Reilly, and they're kind of newly formed, so they have a lot of potential. I thought this was a good opener. It got me into the show. Delivered about what you'd expect from it. Some nice pace to it. Should we say the results or leave that?
We'll leave it.
Okay, we'll leave it.
You know, we'll talk about the ones that matter. You know, and then
okay.
Yeah, I thought this was a good match. Good opener. I think this was right where it belonged on the card. Yeah. I think as for Titus and BJ, they're both decent. I agree with what you said about Titus. He seems to be struggling a little bit.
He's just a little sloppy.
Yeah. Right. But the thing is, I feel like these two guys, as a team, I don't know if they're ever going to really work, just because I feel like they each are the kind of guy that kind of needs a more athletic guy to cover up their faults. They're the same.
And I like BJ more as a singles guy, too.
Yeah, I do, too.
I get what you're saying. Like they're both kind of like, you know, the stronger guys, you know.
Right, they hold the same position in a tag team, you know. I
get what you're saying.
I mean, I would definitely see Titus in him. I think he could do well in a better tag team, like you know.
Okay.
Match 2. Match 2 was
Jay and Corino.
Yeah, it was Jay Lethal versus Steve Corino. What do you guys think of this match?
You want to start this one out? If you want me to.
I'll go ahead. I thought this was a fun match. These guys both can work together really well. It's about as much as I expected.
Yeah.
This was fun, and I thought Corino did a great job playing with the crowd. You know?
Yeah, he's
always such a character, and he's yelling at people, and he looked right at me and gave me the finger, and I loved it. It's just fun.
Can I talk about what he did? What he yelled at me, whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Jay Lethal was very famous for TNA for doing the very, very, very well done Macho Man impersonation, the Black Machismo. So in a comical fashion, I yelled at him, "Come on, Jay, do it for the Macho Man!" And Steve Corino looked right at me and yells, "Macho Man's dead!"
Yeah.
The whole crowd shit themselves. I think they lost it, and then Lethal just goes berserk, beats the shit out of him. And I actually did like how he used the Macho Man elbow at the end. I'm wondering if that was planned or if they just we gotta do the Macho Man elbow now. It's like, so if that was an audible call for doing that, kudos to that. But I liked the match. I thought it was there for the story of Jay Lethal going up against Steen eventually. So in that case, it worked. And Corino doing the promo beforehand and just kind of like trying to convince Lethal to for say he's sorry for all this shit. Like, I don't get that. Like, I don't understand that, why he's trying to make him say sorry. And like, I don't know. I don't get that part of it. I get he's just him being a heel, but
well, he's doing it just to get at him.
I know.
Yeah.
Because obviously he shouldn't apologize.
Yeah, I know.
It's just him getting under his skin.
I know, I guess. But I did like the fact that he just was insulting the crowd. Unlike the people here in Dearborn, Jay, you were raised with morals, and just, it's like, okay.
Yeah. I liked it. For, second match, a lot of times the second match is kind of one of the throwaway matches, but this was solid. I liked the contrast of styles. You got the King of Old School versus the very athletic Jay Lethal. I thought they worked pretty well together. It was just kind of a solid match. I mean, it delivered what I hoped.
Nothing special, but it built the storyline. Good.
Match number 3, we saw Roderick Strong versus Silas Young.
Sporting a very nice mustache,
yes.
by the way.
Yes, he was.
You guys want to start?
I thought it was good. I thought, for me personally, I think Silas Young didn't get that much offense in. He looked good, but he didn't really shine. I thought, except for that little finishing sequence at the end where he hit the Finley roll into the springboard moonsault he did, which is cool. But I think Roderick was just running through the grinder, man. Roderick was chopping the shit out of his chest. But and it was kind of interesting that Roderick was playing the face since he's the heel, even though. But crowd really didn't like Silas Young, and Silas Young didn't really like them. So I don't know. I did hear his match with Adam Cole the next night was better. So hopefully, I do like Silas Young. I think he's a very, very gifted wrestler, and I think he's a kind of different kind of wrestler. He's not he looks like a big man, but
he's not your average indie guy.
Yeah,
exactly.
For a guy
who's been on the indies as long as he has.
Yeah. And I think he can bring some good to the table for ROH. So hopefully he gets a spot. But I like this match. I thought it was just it was just kind of there. It didn't really have a purpose, but it was just I think it was there to make Strong look good leading into tomorrow night's match.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It was solid. I don't know if Silas. He just looked a little bit off. He was a little bit sloppy, a little bit clunky. I don't know, his footwork, maybe his footwork was off. But I was hoping he'd have a better showing because
me too.
I know he's a talented guy, and I know he's been on the indies for so long. and it was just unfortunate that it didn't come across, but it was good. It was good.
Yeah,
it was a decent match.
Yeah. Well, what I thought was kind of off about the match is it seemed like he didn't seem to have a plan of what he was going to do next, like 3-4 moves ahead. It was just kind of, just didn't feel like he had a
game plan,
I guess. But yeah, Roddy looked good as always. It was just a fun match. Always fun to watch Roddy chop the shit out of somebody. Right. So
Roddy's. I always like when Roddy's out there having fun. You can tell he's having, you know.
Yeah, it was more lighthearted Roddy match. So.
And he gave him one of the hardest.
I'll be honest, that's how the whole event really felt. It was really lighthearted. Everybody seemed to be having fun.
Yeah,
yeah.
You just sensed like the guys were just more like easygoing, like less tense. It seemed like.
Yeah. Which is nice because it seems like ROH was too tense for a while because there was a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of bullshit in the background.
Yeah,
right.
A lot of politics and stuff going on.
Glad to see, and it also we forgot to mention, like I think just having Kevin Kelly and Nigel out there for doing commentary really helped too.
That's gonna help.
Yeah, because you know I think that helped make it just feel more lighthearted and like and like they were out there having a good time.
Okay, next we had for the ROH World Championship we had Tadarius Thomas, Dearborn's own. I think he's actually from Detroit, but
from Detroit.
That night he was billed from Dearborn, taking on Mr. Wrestling Kevin Steen. What did you guys think of this?
It was good. I mean, Steen was very entertaining.
Oh,
yes.
That. When this match came out at this point in the card, everyone knew who was going to win. I mean, everybody knew going in.
Yeah.
But Tadarius, he's still very. I don't know. I don't want to say green, but he didn't fit.
His offense is so unique and so different that it takes a special kind of guy to work with him, I think, and to make him look good.
Yeah, I think he needs to. I do think he needs to adapt a little bit and vary his style, just because his style is all like kicks that come out of nowhere, kind of, and it's just like it's not really realistic.
How is he going to dominate matches?
Yeah.
That's what I wonder.
So I mean, it made for a lot of like cool, like quick little spots within the match. Like, hey, get a quick kick in on Steen, and Steen would sell it pretty well. So it'd be like you start to think maybe like he's being competitive, but Steen definitely controlled the match. And
although Tadarius hitting the Tiger Driver on Steen, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or was it the Tiger Suplex? Sorry,
Tiger Suplex. Yeah, that was
but
impressive.
Steen was definitely the highlight of this match. Like he was just having so much fun out there. He was ribbing on him. What did he call his fighting style? The Capybara or whatever.
Patera.
Capybara. Like, Steve was out there having fun. Like and like he insists on being billed not from Dearborn. Just it was a classic Steen, and he whipped him in the barricade right in front of us.
Broke the barricade.
He bent the fuck out of him, man. I was like, so he was definitely giving Titus or Thomas a run.
Oh,
like,
yeah. He was giving him some hellacious chops and kicks and stuff too.
I'll say right now though, like Tadarius Thomas, like he looked, he got the classic baby face, like underdogs thing going, but really it was Steen that kind of carried this match and just made it more entertaining. Like it was not a squash match entirely, but it was an entertaining match for just Steen being Steen.
Yeah. So then we had intermission, and we got back from intermission, and we were welcomed by two very skinny looking gentlemen.
Two guys that looked like
one of them was billed at 110, I think. And I was like, that's ungodly skinny for
two guys that
a grown man.
That would make Machine Gun Kelly look like a fucking muscle builder.
Yeah. So these two guys come out and they act like they're going to have a match, and then Charlie Haas comes out and interrupts and just says,
"I'm in a
case full of beer," acting like Stone Cold Steve Austin, throwing up
completely ripping off Stone Cold Steve
Austin.
Oh yeah,
completely.
Yeah. It was a good rip off. I'll say right now.
Yeah, I mean it was entertaining just like for that being there. I think it might get old pretty fast.
Yeah,
just for my opinion. But he just ends up taking on both these guys and just completely kicking their ass. It was entertaining.
Yeah,
it was short. It was harmless.
It was the most entertained I've been by a Charlie Haas match in a long time.
Which is kind of sad, but that's what's been going on.
The only thing I'm afraid of is that because the crowd reacted the way they did, that means we're going to see more of actual Charlie Haas's real
he
matches.
did get a lot of heel heat.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there was a guy like across the way from us that was just yelling constantly, "Fuck you, Charlie!" And like Charlie spilled some beer on him, and like I thought that was pretty funny. But
he had Pong beer with him, and I don't know what that is.
Never.
I did like the fact that he really ripped into Dearborn. Like Dearborn's a very Arabic.
You like that? I thought that was...
No, I was just saying he ripped into him a lot.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, very Arabic community, and he was ripping the shit out of him.
Yeah, he made some 9/11.
Little too offensive, but
it was cheap heat.
Yeah, but the crowd was laughing at it. If anything else, they weren't getting in the heat. They were thinking it was funny, and in a way it was, but it's just like, okay, come on, don't
it's just
Charlie Haas is a little bit. I think Charlie Haas is a little bit above like the cheap bullshit heat,
You
know
can't really
that.
get any heat otherwise.
Yeah. It's not much of a heat man.
Doing the Haas of pain on both guys at once. That was impressive. I'll give him that.
I actually preferred the belly to belly to both guys.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
The only thing is, it's not that impressive
when they're the guys are the size of mannequins.
Right. It's like throwing around sacks of potatoes.
Yeah.
Probably smaller. Yeah.
But
anyway, next we had Jimmy Jacobs versus Adam Cole, which is a match we were all very much looking forward to going into this.
Hoping this would deliver.
And
it did.
It did.
Sure
Holy
did.
Shit, man!
This might have been the best match on the card.
I think it was, for me, this was match of the night. Probably because I had those expectations.
Between this and the main.
Yeah, hard to choose.
I guess I'll just start talking about the match since I haven't yet. What I liked about this match was it allowed Jimmy Jacobs to show off his actual wrestling ability, which he doesn't get to do enough.
Yeah,
agree.
He proved to me that this guy's actually has a lot of technical wrestling ability.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy can still go.
Yeah, and he also it's just a nice contrast of you got like the pretty boy Adam Cole versus Jimmy Jacobs, the zombie princess,
the scum of Ring of Honor,
who wants to destroy his beauty basically.
Yeah,
and
wants to destroy something beautiful.
Yeah, and I don't know. It was a surprisingly good wrestling match.
Yeah.
Like I expected it to be a good storytelling match, and it was that. But I was surprised by the wrestling quality. It was exciting. Had some good near false finish sequences.
Mm-hmm.
It got really exciting towards the end, and this match totally I expected it to be a good match, but it was actually a little better than I thought it was going to be.
This match for me this justifies going on and buying the show, or at least checking it out.
Mm-hmm.
This match was incredible. I mean, they started out very nicely with a nice technical wrestling match, nice back and forth. The crowd was very respectful, and then they kicked it into high gear. And these guys have some great countering sequences. Like these guys work very, very well together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Jimmy going for the end times and Adam Cole countering it back and forth was awesome.
Yeah.
The contra code on the apron was just insane and just really painful looking, and the finishing sequence was great. I mean, the spear that Adam Cole countered, just kicked him right in the face, just awesome. Although I will say right now, though, the best part of this match was I think it was Jimmy Jacobs getting his gum kicked out of his mouth and landing on the microphone at ringside, and Steve Corino losing his mind.
Disgusted by it.
Yeah. Oh, and Jimmy also kissed Adam Cole in the mouth.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it did have some classic Jimmy Jacobs.
It was the Jimmy Jacobs of old, the Jimmy Jacobs we like to see, and it was nice, a nice breath of fresh air for Jimmy to get a nice.
This was the best singles match I've seen Jacobs have in a while, just because he doesn't get too many chances to really show that he can wrestle.
I agree.
He's in a lot of feuds where they're all story and stuff, and he's in a lot of matches where he's like a tag. He's in a lot of tag matches and stuff. Yeah. This he was able to show his stuff, and
he brought his A game tonight.
Yes, he did.
He had a fire under his ass for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like you guys said, this was a great match. I think that what I was most impressed about was that this match was kind of in a tough spot. It came in right after intermission. Mm-hmm. The crowd was, they were just tired out after the first half.
The intermission and Haas.
Yeah.
So, they were quiet, and they had the job of getting us back into it, and that's a tough job. And they started off slow, and you didn't know where it was going to go, and then they just kept building it, and people started buying in, and the crowds just went nuts by the end. It was crazy. Mm-hmm. That's what I really loved about this match, is that you can tell when someone's a good wrestler is when they go out there and they make the crowd care, because the crowd really didn't. I mean, a lot of people probably didn't know Adam Cole. In that crowd right off the top.
Yeah, there was a few guys behind us that were really giving Adam Cole some shit, and to that guy, fuck you.
Yeah.
And also fuck you to the guy. Can I talk about the guy that was behind us before it was back? We were in the front row.
Who cares?
And I want to vent. Okay, this guy. We were standing up applauding the wrestlers when they came out, and this guy's like, sit the fuck down. It's like, buy better seats, asshole. Fuck you.
Yeah, whoever that guy is, I'm sure he's watching out there.
I hope so. Fuck you. Here.
All right.
Our channel, I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
All right. Next we had the Rhinoceros. No, we had Rhino versus Michael Elgin, a battle of two guys who were just about exactly the same size.
Two monsters, man.
Very strong guys. Low center of gravity. Both.
Yes. Yeah. Rhino was over as hell here. Because,
yes, he was.
Yeah. I have never seen Rhino this over.
I didn't expect it. I mean, I know he's from Detroit and he's from Dearborn.
Yeah. Apparently he's a big like a lot of the local promotions. He's like the champion. Like he's like a lot of people go out to see just him. But he got I think he probably got the biggest pop of the night, probably.
One of them.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Maybe second best, but
I mean, it was definitely pro Rhino, and Elgin's hugely over with.
Honor.
I was supporting Elgin, but I felt like I was one of like three.
I think people weren't so much pro or negative Elgin; they were just really pro Rhino. Like I think people liked Elgin, but they just really wanted Rhino to win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a good match too. I didn't like the fact that they did the whole brawl, the outside all around the whole venue.
Went on too long.
Because it's like can't see what the fuck's going on over there.
It wasn't anything.
They didn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like
it was just to get the Dearborn crowd.
Yeah, and it did.
Yeah.
It was fun. Just and really good match. Just two really big guys going at it, and they did some good power moves. They actually ripped the fucking ring mat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucked for them.
Yeah.
That sucks for the main event.
Mm-hmm.
But Rhino got slammed in the guard and hit my knee, which that kind of hurt a lot. But good match. Did a good job of making Elgin look like a tough guy, which he really is, and so kudos to that. So
it's a good bigger guy match.
Yeah.
As for me, I thought this was probably the worst match on the card.
I actually think so too. The Haas thing, but
the whole crowd brawling thing it took away from it. Also, like we mentioned earlier, the lights were going haywire, so that was really distracting.
That was a distraction for sure.
But I just didn't think that this really did much for Elgin. It wasn't just the match itself. I mean, it just didn't.
He was expected to win.
I mean, it just didn't.
They did have that one good fall.
There wasn't a lot going on in the match. It felt like.
Okay.
I
can see that.
Yeah, it just kind of felt very house showish to me.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad.
No. It was a local hometown guy, and
But that's kind of how Elgin's matches go. When he gets led by a veteran, it seems like his matches aren't that good.
No.
Remember the Finley match?
Yeah.
Because it just kind of reminds me of like people. I don't know. I don't know if he doesn't stand up for himself in the ring.
I think it's possible.
Who knows?
But anyway.
Yeah, and then we got to the main event, which was the match I think people were most excited for.
It sold the ticket for me. That's for sure.
Yes.
The ROH tag team titles were defended by the Briscoes against the American Wolves. Folks, you want to say what you thought of this match?
This was a very good match. What you'd come to expect from these two teams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nothing you haven't seen before, nothing blow away, but very good match.
Yeah. Delivered.
Send the crowd home happy.
Yeah.
Just a lot of fun. Like we mentioned before, the ring was falling to pieces.
Most
of the time, I thought someone might even get hurt.
Yeah. It definitely there was a few parts where I think Eddie and Mark both looked like they slipped at one point, and so they definitely had to be careful. But I don't think any botched them. But it definitely looked like they had to okay, it's there, be aware. And,
something bad could have happened because it was almost the entire ring.
Yeah, it was split right down the middle, the mat covering the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So very dangerous. Cause, I think if it hadn't been the Briscoes and the Wolves in there, I think someone less experienced might have gotten hurt,
or at least
botched.
By it. But yeah, I thought this match just delivered. They just went out there to have a really good, athletic, exciting match, and that's what they did. It wasn't much of a storytelling match really. They just kind of an exposition of what these guys can do, and it was exciting start to finish. Very fun.
Yeah,
sent me home happy.
I liked Davey and Mark doing the chicken calls to each other or whatever at one point.
Yeah,
just, both teams went out there, just had some fun.
Mm-hmm.
Crowd was into it. I think the crowd was a little dead at times.
They were burnt out.
Exactly. They were burnt out. You had they went after a very exciting match, and then hometown guys, so they were burnt out. Also the finish where Eddie kicked out, but the timekeeper rang the bell. That kind of sucked. But
see that
I liked that.
Okay.
I liked it too.
It actually got the crowd going, except nothing happened.
Okay.
Except this past week on ROH TV, they did it again.
Oh, really?
So the timekeeper just keeps doing it. So it just makes it seem bush league when they keep doing it.
And
so, but on the show, I liked it.
Okay, well, here's my friend. Like the crowd popped for the finish, and then it's like, oh wait, it's not over. And then they hit the finish, and everyone's like, okay, the crowd didn't pop as big.
Yeah, if they had more after that and built more towards it, it would be better. But this was this match was satisfying.
Yeah, very satisfying.
Out of the show overall, there wasn't really anything like. Even on really good shows that we go to, sometimes there's one match that just sucks and we just want it to be over. There was nothing like that other than maybe like the pre-show. But on the actual card, everything was at least solid. I had fun with it. It blew by. The show was so fast.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun watching the show.
Which is good to see ROH back in...
kicking ass.
Yeah, back in the Detroit area and doing good house shows.
One more thing I want to add to that is that... There looks to be some storyline advancement at the end of the show as Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly walk down
we forgot about that. Like they're
doing some scouting.
Yep.
Didn't get involved. Didn't do a distraction.
I like that a lot.
Yes, I like that also.
Yep. I would not mind Bobby Fish or Kyle O'Reilly as tag team champions down the road eventually.
Yeah. Or I mean, having matches against either one of those teams would be
they had a match with the Wolves at Final Battle that was very good.
Very good. I'd like to see a rematch between those. But it's very nice to see Davey and Eddie. Oh, and then we forgot to mention like they came back out in the American Wolves attire and like the jackets, everything looked very nice and like.
Kind of missed a beat.
Yeah, I love the American Wolves working together because you just get the feeling that they're just two guys out there having fun and like you can just sense a different side of them in that and when they're wrestling. It's like it's not so tense. It's more eddies and like I think just have better matches when they're like that. No, all right.
Yeah, well, I think that covers it for this show. I mean, it was. Good show.
Worth buying?
I'd say there's stuff definitely worth watching on this show. It's not like gonna be one of their
top sellers.
It's not like a must buy, but if you have the inclination, I'd say you wouldn't go wrong with buying it.
I agree. Wait for a DVD sale,
Yeah.
Right. But you're definitely going to want to see Jimmy Jacobs versus Adam Cole.
In the main.
You're going to want to see the main. That's very good. I just like the Cole and Jacobs match is something different. We're not used to seeing it, at least not in a long time.
And it's just like a fun, if you just want a fun, easy to sit through show, it's definitely that.
Definitely.
So. I think that does it for this particular video. Thanks for watching. We are Strong Style Studios. See you next time.
Bye.